So HMG, the label, just dropped a crazy album featuring a lot of good artists, and today we're going to make a beat inspired by 50/50 by Moneybagg.
Hey, fuck that 50/50 shit, I can't go half with you. Can't do that, turn you straight up, baby.
Actually, in this album there are a lot of different styles and I want to cover them all, so I want to make this a series. So remember to drop a like and sub if you want me to continue this. In this track we have a really hard melody and some crazy drums, so let's get into it. I just created this loop and I want to break down it with you guys, and this is how it sounds. So I really like it and I think drums will go crazy on this. So I like to start by laying down some chords. So I went in my Pt.1 in my analog lab bank and created this simple melody. Basically I just created a minor chord, and in the next chord I moved down this middle note, and I created a lot of tension because I used these semitones. I did the same thing here, but I pitched it up one semitone. Then I basically bring them up, and I also pasted the root note an octave higher. And here we have the C sharp also an octave higher to give it a different feeling. On this I add the stereo shaper with this preset to make the sound more wide, and I penned it on the left. And I have a melody bus where I have a low cut to remove all the low end from all the melodies. Then I use this preset from the original EP Choir VST and I just pasted the same chords. And I really liked it. Here I kept only the high end because I really like to give to every instrument its own space in the frequency spectrum. Without the cue it will sound like this. And this was too invasive. Then I added also stereo shaper with the same preset and penned it on the right. Sometimes it's good to recycle your melodies to just add some variation. Then I wanted to add a whistle, so I went in my K6 from my analog lab bank and laid down this simple melody. It's really repetitive, but I like it. Here I just went up one octave, and here I used the semitones to create this darkness. A lot of the times using this note that is between the two semitones in the minor scale. It's going to make it sound more happy, but I liked it in this time, so I kept it. Also here I added a basic EQ to cut some of the really high end, and that's basically it. I boosted it in volume and I penned it a lot on the right. Then I went in my key 2 from my analog lab bank and I played this melody with my keyboard. This is just a flam. It means two notes that are playing really close together, and it's giving a really nice effect. Again, we used pretty much the same notes. You don't have to go crazy in this type of beats. You need to find the right sounds and try to not overcomplicate it. Here I added the same EQ to cut the really high end and some of the low end, and I penned it a bit on the left. Then in this type of beats we can't forget the bass notes. You don't want to do too much, but at the end I like to add some variation and then follow it with the 808. When you are using a piano, pay attention to the velocity, because if we have it all the way up, it's going to sound like we are pressing the key really hard. You know, maybe I like it. Let's leave it like this. Here I have an EQ to cut some of the low end. Now we could stop here, but I added an accent from my Enigma Kit. This one, I really like it. This is how it sounds. I don't know why, but I really like this accent. Maybe it's because it's adding a lot more bounce. And yeah, that's basically it. Then I rendered everything and I added some effects on the finished sample. I added the patcher, I went here on the presets and added this humanizer, and I left everything down except from the pitch variation. It's making it a little bit detuned, but I really like it. And I added a preset from Portal called the layer, and it's like adding a high pitch delay. Then I rearranged a bit of the sample and I reversed it and I pitched it up 1 semitone to make it sound like this. When I render my loops, I like to leave out the piano so I can maybe change it later. Now we can move to the drums, but before I wanted to tell you that all the sounds that I use in this beat are from the Critic multi-kit and I'm running a huge discount on it, and if you want to check it out the link is in the description. But I'm going to remove the discount this week, so don't miss out. Let's start with a normal clap. Lately I love to use this hi-hat. And let's add some rolls. And this to the right and this to the left. Let's add a roll also at the start. Then remember to click Alt-R to randomize the pen and some of the velocity. Now let's add a hat. This is my favorite spot. Let's do something like this and do like a delay effect. Can pan this to the left, this to the right. Let's add also a snare. Let's do something like this and then maybe lower the volume of this clap. Then we can add a roll like this. It's time for the 808, let's use the normal spins. Then I would like to add a slide here. Then to make my drums hit harder, I have some distortion on the drums, but I lowered some of the mix and I also have a little bit of reverb. Then on the master I have an EQ boosting some of the low end and some of the high end, and a soft clipper to prevent clipping and make everything sound harder. I think I want also to add a bell. I like it, but I want to add on it some delay, so let's put this on the 4. And this is how it sounds. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, remember to drop a like, sub and comment, and check out this video on how to make beats for Isgi.